Hello my friends, welcome to my channel and welcome to another exciting time in our tutorial space. In this video, I'm going to be introducing you to Affinity Studio, right? Affinity Studio, right? The ultimate creative app that is blowing up the internet right now. Again, what is Affinity Studio? So Affinity is Affinity itself is more like a creative studio, right? That has creative apps embedded in it. That makes it one powerful, light, fast software, right? Or application. Understand? So this is like the homepage of the Affinity Studio currently right now. Right. So a little backstory to how this all started. So a couple of months ago, Canva, we all know Canva, right? Canva bought Affinity, right? And of course, they've been making changes and they've been building some things behind the scene, right? And need I mention that this software is actually free. But now the thing is, to install or to get this, you will have to, like it says, Creative Freedom, that's actually free. So guys, the software or the application is completely free. You don't have to pay anything for it. So the only thing you need to do is you have to sign up first to get started. Just click on this sign up to download, and of course it's going to bring up this, input your email, and basically that's all. So you can navigate. So if you're a Windows user, you can use Windows. If you're a Mac OS, you select this. For Windows, this is the one I installed, right? So you can get things done for yourself, right? So go ahead and click on the download button, and once you've clicked on the download button, it installs. You're going to be greeted with this interface. This is like a mini homepage, right? So when you come here, a couple of things you would notice here is that you're going to see a lot of things. Now, all these things below, these are beginner videos that you can actually watch to get yourself acquainted to the software itself, right? So you can watch any of these videos and to learn more about the software. This gives you an insight to what you should be expecting. Right over here, these are some of my recent documents. These are some of the things that I've done recently. So you might not see them on your screen. So don't panic. Okay, right? So like other softwares, you have the recent, my templates, the favorites, and all of that. But that's not what we're concerned about. So first things first, let's go ahead and let's create a new document. So click on this plus sign. Like in other softwares or in previous software that you might have used, now this is where you have your default sizes. Now all these are default sizes that you can easily come and pick, like A3, A4, A5, pick, and you get on with your designs, right? So over here is where you can customize your document, right? For instance, inches, I love using inches most times, and 300, and of course I'm going to leave it at 16 by, this is the A3 size, and of course my color format is going to be RGB 8. Every other thing stays the same, transparent background, and I'm going to be talking about Artboard, so you need to stay to the end of this video, and some other juicy things that I need to show you about this application or this software. All right, so I'm going to click on create document like this, and let's go ahead to create our first blank document inside of Affinity Studio. Now, here is where Affinity actually shines, right? On top here, you have different studios. Now, you remember at the start of this video, I said you have different studios, different apps combined and packaged inside one software. Now, you have your vector. This is your pixel, this is your layout, you have your Canva AI. Like I said, Canva now owns Affinity, and of course I created this for myself, right? Now you have all of these things is you have different if you want to work on vectors, you can use this. If you want to work on your pixels, which is one of the things that Photoshop actually does, you can use this interface. If you're working on your layouts, you can use this. And of course, it doesn't stop there. When you click on this, you have some other studios here, like your retouch, your color grading, your typography, and your composition. This is mind-blowing, right? This is mind-blowing. And of course, it even gives you an option to create your own studio. So you can click on create your own studio and also customize this to fit. Like, of course, you can see like it's showing you where you want to clone from. I'll be cloning from vector. I'll just create mine, but I've already done that. When you're done, click on the create and you end up with something like this. This is amazing, right? So one thing about Affinity is that it gives you the full control, right? So you can either remove on the right hand side here or on top here, let's say for the panels, you can remove any panel and you can actually dock them back the same way you can actually do in Photoshop or in CorelDraw or in Illustrator, right? The same goes for any of these things here, but most especially all of the panels and the tools. You can move them around, you can customize them, you can customize the toolbar also. You can, when you open this up, you have so many things here that you can add and you can remove from your tools. Also, you have all of this that you can customize, just like you can do on your phone screen using your widget and all of that, right? So another thing I want to talk about is the basic tools, right? Over here is where you have the basic tools. Now, don't let the aesthetics or of this software actually overwhelm you, right? It's basically the tools that you know already. Over here is where you have your selection tool. Here is where you have your artboard tool. Here is where you have your node tool. Here is where you have your corner tool. And all of these things, you have your pen, you have your pencil, you have your stroke, you have your fill, you have your shape. Now, starting off with the shape, we can click on shape and we can choose to draw a shape. For instance, I can just give this a color. Let me use the blue here, right? So I can give this a color, right? So this is the shape. You can have some other shapes too, right? So this is the star shape that you can actually use too, right? All these are at your disposal that you can actually use. So you can actually use the move tool to move things around, just like the name move tool, right? And of course, for the pen tool, you can actually use the pen tool to draw shapes like this. Okay, can actually use it just the same way you've used in the previous softwares. Then you have important tools like your knife tool that you can use to dissect objects. So I'm supposed to select this first. You can use this to trim this, and of course you can give this a separate color, right? So you can choose to have it this way, and yeah, that's the way to go. So all of these tools are tools that I'm going to be talking about in another video or a different video or subsequent video from now, right? And some of the basic things that you can actually, let me Ctrl Z this. Some of the basic things like adjusting, you can actually duplicate by holding down the Alt key, or by simply doing a Ctrl J, or the copy or the paste. Very easy. It's very easy. Or using the plus sign on your keyboard, right? You have a tool like the eyedropper tool. Take for instance, you have this green here and you want to fill this, you can use the eyedropper tool to select, and of course, if you don't want this magnification, you can turn it off and just use this, and voila, there you go. Very easy. So easy. Too easy. Right? Good to go. So in case you don't want the color wheel, you can actually use squares, or you use sliders, right? Use sliders or use boxes, but I prefer to use the wheel. That's why it's my go-to, right? So that's why by default, that's what I have set there, right? So the good thing about Affinity Studio right now is that it has the power to handle vectors and pixels likewise. right? So take for instance, if I move back to this, right? Let me move back to one of the flyer that I had created. So let me delete this. I'm actually going to show you how this works. So you can see that I have an image right now. So for instance, if I want to add effects to this image, so currently I have some things going on here on the image. So let me just delete them. So you can see that this is the layer, and the layers, you have so many things going on the layer. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete all of this effect that I have going on. Clicking on them, click on the deletes, and off it goes. And I'm also going to click on the mask to actually delete the mask also. So I have the image like this. Let me explain what I mean. So take for instance, now let's quickly talk about, before we talk about the effect on the pixel, let's talk about all of these things here. For instance, inside Affinity, I'm talking about the pixel part of it. You have your adjustments. Inside the adjustments, you have all of these things. You have your levels, just like the way levels work. And you have all of these things. You have your gradient map, you have your inverts, and you have every other thing going on here. You have your vibrance and everything, just like you have inside of Photoshop. Now you also have your mask if you're applying an effect and you don't want it to be visible on the entire image. Of course, it works the same way. Now you also have effects to add your outline, all of these things, just the way you have it inside of Photoshop. And of course, I think inside of Illustrator. So you can see that the combined, that's why I call this app a powerhouse, right? So let's close this up. And the one that is really impressive is the filter, guys, the filter. Now you can actually add effective. For instance, I can add a motion blur to this image, and immediately I change my radius to this. Now the live action is the one that is mind-blowing. As I am making changes, I am seeing it live. That's the live action, right? So if I change the direction of my blur, you can see that it's changing in real life. Let me delete this because I don't want this, right? So I can easily come back here. And another one I would want to show you is, let me scroll down and I click on glitch. Now selecting glitch, I can come here and click on let me see shred. So I can move this. Damn, this is next level inside of an application like this, right? This is what you would spend time trying to create inside of Photoshop. Spend hours trying to achieve this, right? And now it gets better. Let me delete this. I don't want to use it. Let me go back here, and I'm going to click on let's say, let me see glitch, and I'm going to try something else. Let's say I use distort. Let me see what distort has for me. Cool stuff, right? If I don't want this effect to be all over her, I can always mask this out, and voila, I'm good to go. This and many more I'll be covering in subsequent videos. So guys, it's about to get exciting on this channel, right? So I'll just reset this and probably just also delete this, guys. This is so much. And of course, you have things. Let me go back to the text. Let me throw this light on text. You have your artistic text and you have your frame text. Now, for your frame text, you can draw the frame like this, and of course, fill it with text. We can just, but Affinity Studio has insert filler text. So you can fill this up and you can actually change the color of the font. Of course, by highlighting it and coming here to change the color. Easy peasy, right? The fact that you can actually come into the shape and you can add so many other shapes is mind-blowing. Add shapes like this. You can even, let me make this bigger, and of course I will take it to the top of the layer like this. You can see it's on top now, right? Like to make this bigger, you can come over here and apply effect to it. One of the effects I would like to add to this is the Gaussian blur. So you can add Gaussian blur to this. Of course, like I said, every of these effects here, they're live effects. So you can increase the blur value and until you have this, right? So when you are done, you can close this and you can choose to increase the size of this guy here. Of course, hold down your Alt key to make several copies of this. Since it's still a vector image, you can change the color. Don't you see how amazing this is? You can switch the colors up like this. You don't have to convert a bitmap to adjust all of those things. And for the fact that you can actually add those effects, for instance, now I pick this Black Friday, let me go and apply this glitch effects. Mind you, you have all other effects there. I'm just let me click on the blast effects and let me see what this, oh my god, this is amazing. Oh my god, this is amazing. Right, you can see how good this is. This is just so good, guys. This is so good, so amazing, so amazing. So like I said, the tools that you have inside of this software are not tools that you are not familiar with. They are tools that you know already, right? So, and even the panels are panels that you are familiar with, right? So like I said, we're doing a separate video or subsequent videos that covers the entirety and how to best use this software to your taste, right? So let me quickly talk about another feature that I find very, 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 very good. Now is the Artboards. Now you can see now over here I have just one artboard. So if I come here and I click on this artboard tool, this is the artboard tool, I can simply click on this plus to create more artboard. If I want it on top of this, I can create this. You can see I've created one. If I want the artboard here, I'll just click on this plus and it creates another artboard here. Now another good thing about this application or software is that it can actually color your artboard. What I mean color, click on the artboard you want to and just pick any color here. So you can just use a shade of this here, or you can even select the artboard, use your eyedropper to pick a color, and boom, it does the job for you. So you don't have to wait, apply a shape before you put a color, and this does your job for you in no time. Live actions, straight up, right? So these are some of the things that I feel that Affinity actually killed it. The fact that the app is actually for free, it's actually mind-blowing, guys. What are you waiting for? Take advantage of it. In the next video, I'm going to be showing you things that you can do, how you can go about to work the interface and actually create some impressive things like this flyer you just saw here now, how you can get it done inside of Affinity Studio, right? So I have this layer here. I'm just going to turn it on, and this has been amazing, right? Okay, good. All right, guys, this is where I'll draw the curtain for this video, right? It's just a basic introduction. And of course, right, you now have an insight to how the interface is and what to expect, guys, and what to expect. So if you've not gotten yours, head up to the website like I showed you before, and download it, install. Then you can watch this video for a guide, and of course stay tuned because I'm going to be dropping more videos.